Hello, so we have a game between single digit Q and double digit Q on two handicap. Black won by 13.5, but he also got reverse Komi, so the game was actually much closer. Let's see how did it go. So white is starting with a 5-4 to make it more confusing from the beginning. That's a good strategy when giving handicap in general. And now white is going for a Moy on the right side. That's so far so good. So black tries to prevent the Shimari, but here black can also consider r4, because if white chooses to block the corner, then if we play the most basic Joseki here, black is also happy to settle a base on the right side to prevent the Moyo forming. Now if white goes for outside thickness, black can simply attach and leave in the corner, and then after the slide at s6, black again, it's taking away the Moy on the right side, and the mark stones, they look pretty flat, so white has to switch to the bottom Moy in this case. And well, the game is still balanced and goes on. Now black can also consider the r5 invasion, so in this case when white keeps the corner, black extends for a base on the right, and again black separates white stones and disrupt the Moy. So in the actual game we have the sun, the most natural block. This r5 is very good, and here black went down, which feels a little bit submissive. Black can think about the crosscut or just the tiger mount and then hane under without playing any atari. This double hane, it's a good way to settle the corners, so white will connect solid, black comes out, white can play the attach and a Tesuji threatening the double atari, then pull back in Sente, and normally white is supposed to extend on the right side, but he already got the extension, so now white can just play away. For example, jump like this to reinforce the Moyo and make a big box here, or just play away. Being a handicap game, you want to spread the stones all over the board as fast as you can, so maybe approach the top left corner and start a new fight. Black went down and white connects with a hanging connection. It's actually better to connect solid, and black is supposed to play an attach on the right side to expand his corner in center, so now the corner is settled and safe, and then black can play some move to uh, approach the Moyo but also secure a corner or a sun and say. Playing this hanging connection, black can turn at O2, and if white blocks, well, that turn is actually uh, the, the game move. Black has a peep, and then when black pushes once and cuts, this will lead to a very heavy formation, also called the B2 bomber shape. So this is a bit bad for white. That's why it seems white just decides to play away. So next time, instead of the tiger mouth, which looks good in general, it's better to connect solid in this case. So white plays away, black defends, and white is trying to spread the stones all over the board. That's very good, and extends back. This is a typical combination for handicap games. Also in 4 or 5 handicap it's played a lot. And black also grabbed a pretty big point. Now instead of sliding, white can think of some combinations to invade the top. For example, white can play m16, then if black attaches, white can use the tsuke in the corner. So this will lead to a pretty complicated and fierce fight. So when black covers, white can hane, then cut, atari, push once, connect. This creates a lot of argy in the corner. Black needs to capture a stone in a ladder, like this, because if black plays atari from the other side, black will just lose all the stones. And also when black plays atari this way, white can prepare the argy a little bit, go out, and now again black has to pay attention. If black just ladders the stones down to the top, white has the Atari from the outside. So now when black connects, white captures everything. When black takes 2 stones, white is capturing the 4 stones. So this way, black gets tricked. Also, if black simply crawls, in the end, this is quite painful. So black can go in the corner, but then white can try to live in the top. And if black captures 2 stones, white will hane instantly. That's a shortage of liberties in that area. So if black plays away, white will catch everything. And again, the result of this fight looks pretty good for white, because white sacrificed 2 stones in the top, but black was forced to play many moves inside his own area, and there's a lot of profit white got on the outside with his thickness. So this is, we can say, black got tricked. So what black can do to prevent this kind of disaster variation is just completely ignore the M16 invasion and play, for example, an attach, go up and block. And now M16 is kind of thin, so white has to do something to escape. Another way for black would be to kick, then play the jump, because now the Sun invasion doesn't work anymore, and again M16 it's in trouble. So white has to jump out next. Probably again with Kosumitsuke and then one space jump. And then black can separate the groups and play center, invade the left side, or play another big point somewhere else, or jump along to keep the pressure on the top group. And like this, black has access to the middle. But anyway, this in this case, white also managed to break the top side. So it's an invasion that's worth considering. So white decides to slide. Another option in the corner is to play the attach, hane, and this kind of joseki. But black gets a little more thick in the top. So in this case, white should just jump from the right side. And white can also think about the sun invasion in the top left corner. So directly enter the corner like this. I guess black will just block the top side again and then play away. The problem with the slide is that when white slides and black blocks the corner, white is supposed to come back and protect his left side, either with a keima or a jump. Because if white just plays away, now black can invade the left side. And if this happens, black will simply leave. And if you look at the slide now, it feels like a wasted move. It's just a neutral point, and black scoop out all the territory from the left side. So after the slide, white has to come back. And it's the same thing here, but it's difficult to defend both sides in one move. So white can jump on the right and set up the moyo, but black will invade the left side. If white protects the left side, black can invade the right. So again, this will be a 4 sequence, and black just leaves inside in center, then peep once and jump somewhere in the middle to reduce the influence. So now if you look at that wall on the right side, that generates some thickness towards the middle. It's not going to build too much eventually. Interesting attachment, but this is actually helping black build a lot in the top. Looks like an AlphaGo move, more or less, but why should consider an attachment from the side? And then when black tries to link under, white can proceed with the hane, then Atari go out. Now, if black simply connects solid, white has the ladder towards the right, so now black needs to connect under. And this way, black is reduced more in the top, and now white can just play away. Or, for example, jump like this to enclose the box and look for a nice moyo here. Now if black resists in the fight even more, black can push along, then white will play one Atari and extend up. Then black can capture the stone in the letter, but white will turn, threatening to catch the two stones. So black needs to capture the other stone or jump out. But if black jumps, white just gets more forcing moves in the middle. So it's better to capture proper. But still, if you look at this position, white can jump once on the right side. So again, white is setting up a nice wall and quite an impressive moyo in the middle and the right side. So this is okay to sacrifice a couple of stones in the top, keep black's territory limited and without any kind of perspective to increase. So that's a way to use the tsuke in order to reduce and expand. Like this, it feels really good for black to not be one way or the other and keep the territory on the forward line. And here I can think about the one space jump, threatening to enter the top, and then just leave the position like this and jump to expand the left side. So if black comes from this area, jump again and also secure the right side. The push from behind, it's a bit questionable. Well, nice idea to reduce, but still one space jump, then this kind of combination. If black cuts, then that's just bait and white can break the top side. So black connected, and yeah, white needs to jump to protect the right side. Is there a better move here? Well, this feels quite safe. So black is trying to reduce a little bit. Empty triangle, not so great. Simply no B. Anyway, black is going to finish sentence. So when this happens, black could cut Atari. So like this, it creates a margin in the middle with that stone, and the turn becomes sente. And then black has to play some moves to reduce the moyo. Okay, let's see other options. Honey, I mean tiger mouth here would be an option, because if white blocks, black can Atari, Atari again, and connect. So in this case, white will probably just Atari from the outside and then drop down, because it's also dangerous to connect in this case. Black will gain some liberties and then fight the semi, so this is too much. And if this happens, there are two cutting points. So black again can push. White doesn't connect under, it's a bit dangerous, so white will just connect R13, which gives black the option to capture S16 by going down, but it's not so big right now. So at this stage, maybe black would just come out in the center with a reducing move. So black can consider that kind of combination instead of going up. So now white connects. It works to play the solid connection, because in case of a cut, white has the net. So there is no way out for black. Anyway, the trumpet formation also good, but it leaves the pips. So later, black can use those pips as RG. This is a very soft move. Well, black should really consider something to reduce the center. So for example, play a pip here, then some jump to enter the right side. So when white protects, black can simply, hane once and jump out into the middle. So this is a sabaki. Black plays inside the center, a few light moves, and runs away. J3, it's a big territorial point, but white can expand his moyo. So white can play a shoulder hit at g3 and then a shoulder hit at k4 and jump in the middle or hane. So like this the right side becomes quite impressive. The block at L3 is not so big because there are no points to fight for in this area. And anyway, if black goes Atari and push, in the end, white builds nothing here. White needs to connect. If white plays the Atari, black can resist and counter Atari and capture everything. So it's really no use to play a move at L3 in this case. Black play here. Actually, this move may hurt the corner a bit. The attach is still a fine Tesuji, because if white cuts and captures one stone, black can get into the center, giving up s5 as bait. So white is not going to do that. Then black pulls back and white has to protect against the cuts. And like this, black expands the corner, and again, black can think about some moves to get into the center. So this Atari Nobi, oh, empty triangle. That's really no need. Normally just extend. So if white plays one Atari, black connects, it's fine. Then white has to protect the right side somehow. Oh, this might be a little dangerous because of the push and cut. So third line it's safer. Then Kosumitsuke in Sente, and black can jump out into the middle. Now white has a problem with the bottom group. So when white defends the bottom, black is just going to press a couple of times and then make some shape in the center. So this way white is running out on neutral points on the bottom, but black managed to reduce the big moya. So this can be a game for black. Well, the empty triangle, white can simply Atari and net, and now it's fine. Jump it's okay too, because anyway p5 is losing a lot of power. Oh, and now we have an interesting invasion on the left side. Not a bad move, but it's much more easy to invade c12 as we've seen in the previous variations. Here black should hane first, then cut once, and then extend. Because if white simply pushes and covers, black will eventually connect under, and then white has to come back and fix his wall. And in this case, black should jump in the middle in order to reduce the wall on the left side and the moy on the right. So this is a much more simple way for black to use the Agi. Black simply sacrifices here. This Atari, it's not so great. Better play Atari from the right side or capture the stones right away without playing any Atari. Because if black plays another move here, white can think about some ways to live in the corner, like attach and a tiger mouth, and then block to fight the ko. So that's an option. This Atari will just help black set up a ladder. So now black got much stronger. Not a good idea to go out. So check the ladder first. It's obvious it comes to h4. So then play a ladder breaker. Black captures just one stone and then go down and use the ladder breaker to compensate. Like this, white lost another stone, which makes black position stronger in the middle. This is a turtle shape, that formation, when one captures two stones. It's a very thick formation. So now white should still go down and look for compensation. It's nice to try to build the center, but you need to get something out of the ladder breaker first. So going down here, it's also weakening the corner. And then even if black jumps in the middle, white can still block and build enough on the right side. So right now, black can go up and then punish h4 as well. So This can be a bit troublesome for white because white is on the run, and like this is not going to build too much on the right side. The L8 move to complete the box got in trouble too. Not a bad attach here in order to prepare the Atari next, but maybe a little bit slow. Because anyway, white is not going to play E11 or F11 to jump in the middle, so it's no need to prevent that. And white doesn't have to protect yet. White can play away, and only when black plays Atari, white connects or capture the two stones. So you better tenuki either. And black also doesn't have to connect. It's this E11 is considered a kikashi, so if black plays away and white pushes through, then cuts one stone, it's not a problem. Black just gets more stones in the center, reducing the moyo. This is a pretty nice move to complete the box, but the bottom it's urgent. Instead of attaching here, white should cover and now try to save the stone connecting to the right. So black will protect under and white simply pulls back. Now black should also save his stone by extending back, for example, one space jump or Kosumi, and then white still has the chance to block his moya. Also, it's very big to push once, create some cutting points, and then secure the moyo this way. So in the end, white can rescue his H4 stone and also complete the box in the middle. Now, after this attach, and actually no bit to the right would be more natural. This way, white is losing H4 on a very large scale. So the result of this fight is excellent for black. It's really difficult to save that guy. So black really builds a lot in the lower left corner. Now things got a little bit different here. Yeah, this is proper. No more Aji, or not so much Aji. But actually black can play Kosumi here. So when when white cuts, black will pull back and there is no way out. White will just be trapped inside. But anyway, solid defense. Then white is trying to live in the corner. And actually here, black doesn't need to cover. Because when black goes down, trying to kill, and white cuts, black can link under. When white pushes here, black can block. All these Ataris are not working. There is no way out for white. The block here will only give one eye in the corner. Hane connect, and then when white tries to leave, this is dead unconditionally. So I have a feeling black connected here as a reflex. If white tries to connect this way and black simply links, again, there is no room for two eyes. So this way, it seems white dies in Gote. Again, all these Ataris are in vain because black will separate everything. So connecting here allows the life in the corner, and here black should think about the block, but either way white can just pull back and leave. No need to block like this. Also push, it's an option, so when black will block, pull back, and there's a lot of space in the corner. Okay, now we have this situation with the tiger mouth. Playing d2 is fine too. Actually it's even better in many cases. So for now white is alive in the corner, but later on he almost died. Okay, protect the middle. Here white should cut, and then Atari connect, Atari go out. Black has to come back, and white turns, so white gets some profit in the center. Push like this helps black. You gotta cut where you can cut, and actually white can block, because if black plays the move to threaten the cut, white will connect, and if black pushes, white connects, and there is no way for white to get disconnected here. So this double up, it's no need because the group was already protected. Black can push again inside the middle. And then Han also, because of the pushes and cuts and so on. And after that, protect. Okay, something similar happened. This move leaves the pip from the outside. So maybe in this case, the K might's a much better defense, because now if white tries to cut, we have this follow-up. And the ladder is good. So white pushes, black connects, pip connect. Going back here, it's not so big, because white can play some move to defend indirectly, like a jump threatening to enter the top side. So even if black plays the pip and then cut, white can connect to the top. So if this happens, white is out. Actually, some moves around g15 were played anyway. Yeah, and now black should just connect with Kosumitsuke to keep the top territory safe. So white managed to enter and reduce that area, which is pretty big. Yeah, connect first, very good. Black could go under still. So here, white has a Hane and the turn is Sente. It's better to play, Atari and then turn, because like this there are no more forcing moves. But after Atari and cover, later white also has the Atari in Sente and also some co-threats later in the game when you fight the last ko before neutral points. Like this black is just solid, and black could actually play the solid connection and there are no more forcing moves. Okay, some small endgame here. All these center moves, very good. Black should connect solid, and then white has to double up. Otherwise, black has the clamp, and then he can enter the right side and destroy more. If white goes down, Atari and connect, and this is a disaster. So when black goes down, white blocks, black defends, white also defends. Now we gotta see if there's a way for white to resist here. For example, if white plays this nobi and black cuts and goes out, white can push several times, and it's actually fine, because the group in the middle has no space to create eyes, and the group on the side doesn't have problems. So black will just die, which means white can save a point. Of course, black has many co-threats playing the cut, but white doesn't need this move. And anyway, if white wants to defend, connecting solid is better to have less co-threats. But if white can defend at r15, he will save the point at r6 and also make a few extra points in the top right. So that's already a slight difference. Actually, this was Sente, very good. Here, white can just connect solid, because first of all, black has to protect the corner, and if black cuts, white has Atari and push again, so there is not a problem with eye shape. And now we have an interesting situation happening in the lower left corner. Normally on this Hane, black, white should just play the key point, and then if black pushes again, Atari block, clear eye shape in the corner. If black tries to kill, there is no way. Again, white is making very clear eyes in the corner. Now when playing this move, white has a little bit of trouble. Now the key point, it's actually B2. So when black goes down, white can play the Atari, and on the throw-in, white is just going to take the cornerstone, and then when black captures one stone, the group is already alive, so white can also turn and take some profit on the outside. But playing here is dangerous, because now white can, yeah, black just goes down, threatening the eye shape. So white played Atari, but this is actually still troublesome. So black can capture the stone, first of all, and on this Atari, black has the Atari from the outside. So now this will result into a co-fight for the entire corner. And actually something like that happened in the game. So Atari, yeah, and then when white tries to make twice, black can take. And here, white doesn't have the option to play c1 because it's self Atari. Black will capture everything. So white needs to capture the stone on the side, and now black can just connect. Instead of turning, if black connects a1, then it's completely dead. Because this move doesn't help the uh, getting another eye on the outside. It's actually gote. So black can also hane here in center. So the only option for white right now is to fight a ko, which means white needs a big ko threat, and there are not too many at this stage. I mean, he can play Atari here, but black can just leave it. It's only a few points, and black is a corner. So like this, black could kill unconditionally, but black answered, and in this position, white can Atari, and now black can't connect. So when black takes the ko, white will make the twice. So this was really tricky. Missing the vital points, both black and white. And then there are no more complicated moves. And in the end, black won quite comfortable this time. So I think the highlights this game were the invasion in the top, which white missed to play early, and losing this stone on the bottom, the shoulder hit, after playing the as a ladder breaker, that was quite expensive for white. So I hope you enjoyed this review and you both play better next time.